Alright, so here's a video in case you're stuck on the vocabulary section. So vocabulary you're going to do each day, so since there's 3 days this week, you'll have 3 entries to complete. And there's 7 questions that you're going to be answering, okay? So we have these 7 questions, here's an example, and then here's a video to walk you through it. So day 1, I'm going to put the title of the book I read. If I read more than one, I'm just picking one. So the book that I'm reading right now, it's on my Kindle, and it's called Animorphs, and it is The Stranger. So I'm going to copy that down for the title. And now I'm going to look for that word that I wasn't sure what it meant, my vocabulary word, or a word I found interesting. So what I'll do here is right here in the middle, or I guess slightly below the middle, I have this sentence. They are parasitic worms, evil gray slugs that live in the heads of humans. So here, this word parasitic, that's what I'm not sure about. So I'm going to write that word, parasitic, for my word here. And then if I misspell it, remember to use the spell checker, so you right click and make sure it matches. And now it wants the sentence from the text. So I'm going to put that sentence from the text. They are parasitic worms, evil gray slugs. That live in the heads of humans. Now it wants to know the page number, so just like I would expect, I'm going to find the page number, and it's on page 3. What do you think that word means? Well, I have these parasitic worms. So what I think it means is, since it's talked about worms, I think it means slimy. So they are slimy worms. So parasitic might mean slimy. But if I just leave it at that, I don't know if that's right or not. So I have to go and find out the definition. So if I have a computer, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get that word, parasitic. I'm going to go to Google, and I'm just going to type in the word parasitic. And then I also want to put definition. So it's pulling up that definition for me. Alright, and now I have this. It says living as a parasite. But I don't really know what parasite means since it's related to parasitic. So what I'm going to do is I actually need to find what parasite means now. So it says living as a parasite. So what is that? So it's living as an organism that benefits from the nutrients of another. So this is my definition. An organism that lives off of another organism, or a host. So it's something that lives inside of another object or another animal. A living creature that lives or feeds off of other living creatures. If I want, I could actually just copy that definition as well. So if I wanted to, I can just copy it, but I just have to say where I found it from. And so now what I need to do is I'm going back to parasitic, and it next asks me for the part of speech. So I'm going to scroll down here. So part of speech is it a noun? Is it a verb? Is it an adjective? Is it an adverb? If you don't remember those, there's going to be more details in the description at the bottom. But for our definition, remember a noun is a person, place, thing, or idea. A verb is an action, so it's doing something. An adjective describes it. So this is actually an adjective. It's describing a kind of organism. It's describing an organism that feeds off of others. And I can see right here, tells me with parasitic, says it's an adjective right there. So I'm going to put that in for my part of speech. And then the next one is a synonym. So remember, a synonym is a word that means the same. So I'm going to think, is there a word that means something similar to parasitic or parasite? If I'm not sure, what I can do is I can go up here to the top, type in parasitic synonym, and then what I'm looking for is, this is called a thesaurus. So a thesaurus gives me words that mean the same thing or similar to it. So I'm going to look up, and I like this one, blood sucking. because a parasite like a leech is going to be something that sucks your blood or it can be other ways it feeds off of you. So I'm going to put that for my synonym. And then an antonym is going to be something that is the opposite. So let's see if we can find an antonym. So again, I'm going back to my Google, but instead of synonym, I'm going to do an antonym. And we type that in, and here it says antonym of parasitic. And I like this one right here, independent. It was just taking a while for it to load. Because if it's independent, that means it doesn't need other things. So I'm going to put for my opposite, remember antonym means opposite, I'm going to put independent. And then just right click to spell check. And that's not independent, so that means I have to go back and try to spell a little bit better. Alright, and now it wants the original sentence. So that's going to be, for whatever reason they have us, a different sentence. So I need to put parasitic in my own sentence. So not original from the text, but original like you made it up. So I'm going to put the parasitic insect was very annoying as it sucked my blood. Alright, that's it for your vocabulary.